Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of the Independent Wrestling Podcast here on the Independent Wrestling YouTube channel associated with the Independent Wrestling Facebook page. Hope you all had a great Christmas break. The podcast is now back after our 1 week kind of vacation. I hope you all enjoyed the Christmas period and got some independent wrestling merchandise. And first part of the show, as always, British wrestling scene. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get on with it. Pro Wrestling Chaos is the first company we're going to spotlight a bit and have a wee chat about today. And they're a company out of the southwest of the UK, in Bristol predominantly, also run kind of up and down that west coast in the southern areas. As you can see by the flyer on the screen, the Young Bucks are joining the Chaos 9th of April, Active Sports, Whitchurch Sports Centre, Bristol. Fantastic to see the Young Bucks back in the UK. Obviously, we'll get to this later on in the episode, but they can only now work Ring of Honor and PWG in the United States, so we're only going to see them on the Indies in the UK. Pro Wrestling Chaos as a promotion are really quite fantastic. They're a company that predominantly focuses on the British talent, a fantastic array of talent in the UK, and bringing in imports or overseas talent on occasion to really kind of put over the British talent and just to kind of highlight how great they are. They've got a fantastic 2016 already kind of lined up. Pete Dunne versus Johnny Kidd, Saturday, 6th of February. I believe that is their next show. That's going to be an absolute cracker. We're going to see Johnny Kidd kind of doing these kind of matches against up and coming young talents. Obviously going on in the years, and we're not got that long left where he will wrestle. Johnny Saint, another person I've seen out and about, I believe. That's fantastic to see these guys still going to put on a show and put over these young talents. Fantastic match, bit of Pro Wrestling Chaos. Tommaso Ciampa was there recently. Chris Hero, Eddie Dennis, fantastic match. I'll leave that in the link in the comment section below. Fantastic match, really great. Eddie Dennis is fantastic. Other kind of stars of the promotion, the likes of Flash Morgan Webster, El Ligero, to name a few. Fantastic array of talent. They're drawing really good too, which is fantastic. They go from I believe in 2013, drawing maybe 400 maximum, maybe probably more 300 numbers. But as you can see in the photo in this bottom of your screen, drawing well into 700, 800, 900s even, which is really great to see. It's great to see these independent wrestling promotions in the UK all over the country, not only if it be London, Manchester, Leeds, where the promotion is a bit bigger, Preston and in Glasgow. Great to see these companies in the southwest starting to draw. So Pro Wrestling Chaos, I'll leave the links below. Check them out. Next company I'm going to kind of spotlight here in the UK, who's been announcing a lot recently, has to be HOPE. Fantastic promotion. Again, they're based in Mansfield. They're running Milton Keynes, I believe, as well. Been to quite a few of their shows in Mansfield. Always a great time. Their big show 2016, especially in the first third of the year, is going to be their King of Flight tournament. 16 names booked. I'll run through it quickly. Mark Andrews, Will Ospreay, Flash Morgan Webster, Ryan Smile, Chris Tyler, Chris Ridgway, Josh Bodum, White Tiger, Jigsaw, Jake McCluskey, El Ligero, H.C. Dyer, The Pledge, Mike Bird, Pete Dunne, Robbie X, and Chuck Taylor. Again, a company predominantly focuses on kind of highlighting the great British talent, as you can see on the screen. Only 2 international stars at this event, which is really great. I think having them in smaller numbers really kind of highlights A, how great British talent is, and B, how kind of good the international talent is. You've got so many on the show, they're more likely to get lost in the shuffle and not going to have that same impetus. I think it's also great to show how these events are drawing big. The likes of ICW, Progress, and Chaos and HOPE themselves drawing big crowds, predominantly on independent wrestlers from the UK. Favourites in here for me, Mark Andrews, Will Ospreay, Flash Morgan Webster, obviously, and Robbie X, Ligero, fantastic. Ryan Smile, really great, doing some great heel work at the moment. Chris Ridgway, guy from the north, again, fantastic worker again. Been really impressed with what I've seen from him. Pete Dunne, always improving. Chris Tyler, this new guy, who's really only been on the team for the last year, really starting to make some noise in the right way in HOPE and Southside. I think 2016 will be a breakout year for him. He does a bunch of crazy shit, and I'm sure everyone will really like him. But yeah, this show looks stacked. Move on quickly to talk about PWG All-Star Weekend 11 Night 2. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the first night. I thought I would just quickly talk about the second night. Big news, Kyle O'Reilly is back in PWG. He kind of joined in the big Guerrilla Warfare main event against Mount Rushmore 2.0 alongside Candice, Joey Ryan, Chris Hero, Speedball, Mike Bailey. I thought this match was awesome. Rick Knox got involved. I saw him doing what's the Legion of Doom's finisher? Yeah, I believe it's like on his shoulders and kind of flew off with a clothesline. That looked pretty mental. Can't wait to watch this match. Ring of Honor PWG situation, from what I know, they're allowed to work a certain number of dates. It's not a complete free for all. They can't just work every PWG show. I believe Ring of Honor have set like an absolute maximum of shows they can work in a year. So I assume they're going to kind of want to stock up for Bola, especially because obviously Bola, so they're PWG's biggest shows of the year, and definitely want to use them while they can. I think Kyle O'Reilly is not on the January 2nd show. It kind of leads me to think he'll be on the DDT4 show with Bobby Fish. That'd be fantastic. DDT4 has really lacked the kind of star power that it used to have from like 2013 back. DDT4 2013, El Generico's last show is actually probably my favourite PWG show ever. I thought it was fantastic. If you look at the lineup of tag teams in that event, it kind of speaks for itself. It's a must-see show. And I'm hoping DDT4 will be the same this year with the likes of Team Tremendous hopefully coming in. I'm quite impressed with them. Red Dragon, and even the Briscoes could get involved in some aspect. That'll be pretty cool. I'm not too sure what their contract situation is, so obviously, Red Dragon's future, as I've talked about in the past on the podcast, is a bit uncertain. It's been interesting to see how that kind of leads on. But PWG also Weekend 11 looks fantastic. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, apparently was fantastic stuff alongside this main event. So I've definitely got lots of stuff to look forward to. They're up for pre-order on High Spots. I'll leave that link down below. Definitely check out these shows when they come out. Marty Skrull, Timothy Thatcher on night 2. Apparently it's fantastic. Mark Andrews, Ricochet was meant to be pretty damn great. Unbreakable F Machines with Michael Elgin and Brian Cage making their return to PWG in tag team form. Great to see Michael Elgin back. Adam Cole, obviously. Also back in PWG, I assume ACH and Cedric Alexander are going to show face sooner rather than later. So it's great to see all these talent back. Lots of dream matches with the Ring of Honor guys, and guys like Mike Bailey, and even to an extent Chris Hero, that we haven't seen maybe. Adam Cole, Chris Hero is a match I certainly want to see ASAP. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Zack Sabre Jr. hopefully back in action against the likes of maybe even ECH. I think I'd like that match. I'll maybe hopefully see Sabre v Mike Bailey, and hopefully see Sabre take the title from Roddy, probably ASAP. AAW Windy City Classic, Chicago. This show was a few weeks ago, but I'm just going to go around and sing it now in its entirety. Great show. Chicago crowd are fantastic. They're really great. They're really into the show the whole way through. And from start to finish, they were absolutely 100% behind the action. They weren't going to let this show fail for AAW. It's one of their bigger shows ever done. This venue in Chicago is so great. I remember watching a Shakar show, Zelda the Great, and we had El Generico, I should say, against, I think it was John Silver under the Master Shard. That was a great match. The Young Bucks also in actions in the tag title match. But back to the show. Very quickly, the matches I saw. Tommaso Ciampa versus Phoenix opened the show. This was fantastic stuff. Really good opener. Gave us 3.25 stars. A little sloppy in some places, but they kept the action moving. The crowd was so into it. It's some pretty crazy spots. The blood kind of, again, an aspect of the match where blood added to it rather than kind of hindered it, which I see more often than not. This match was really good opener. Chris Hero versus Pentagon Jr. was really good. The really good might have this at 3.5. Chris Hero's awesome. The eye of the face paint was really good. Pentagon Jr., I've not been really hot on him. I think he's a good worker, but I'm not like a huge fan. But this match was really good. It's probably one of the better matches I've seen him in, outside the flippy tag team match with Bullet Night 2 with Drago, Phoenix, and Aerostar. This was good. His submission kind of groundwork was really good. This was like a better match than the Sabre match because it felt more sustained. I felt the Sabre match Alongside some other people who agreed with me, it was really great for like the first like 4 minutes, then kind of like hindered off, and it was still good, but not like, great. This is gonna hit the next level, with a bit more sustained offense that kind of kept me engaged. Main event was Eddie Kingston, Ethan Page, and Trevor Lee in a three-way, which is awesome. I think it was 3 1/4. It was a very good match. Obviously, what everyone's talking about is the ending. Sami Callihan returning to AEW as he has been to PWG and CDW, and obviously AEW. Great to see him all around the country. Great worker. Can't wait to see what he does in the Indies. Faced through Gulak and ASW and PWG also weekend 11 night 1, so I'll definitely be watching that when it comes out. Final about the show, I'm going to talk a bit about New Japan. Obviously, the big news is Tokyo Dome Wrestle Kingdom 10 is not long away. About a week away now, so I'm absolutely buzzing for that. It's going to be such a great show. And look out for the review on that. I'll be posting that as soon as I've seen it. As usual, every Wednesday. Obviously, this week was a week off. But this Wednesday, I will be reviewing Progress Chapter 24. Ring of Honor Final Battle will also find its way up there. Probably going to put that out in the next few days as well. So definitely look out for that. And this show, Road to Tokyo Dome, is the first of 2 shows. I've only watched night 1 or day 1 of this show. Watched 4 matches from it. Don't have time to watch the whole show, especially with like meaningless tag team matches that no one really cares about. But I watched 4 of the matches that caught my interest. First match I watched was Togi Makabe and Tomoaki Honma versus Shota Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu. And Yohei Komatsu and Shota Tanaka are really great. I know they got 2 more young lions that are kind of coming into the ranks sooner rather than later. I believe on the day before the Tokyo Dome or the day after. I don't know a huge amount about them. I'll definitely watch their matches, see what I think. I believe Shota Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu are heading to the US, probably Ring of Honor. Can I do what Taki Watanabe did to some extent? The match was pretty alright, I would call it. It was about an average tag team match. It's probably a bit better than average. I have it 2.5. A pretty nice, good 2, a strong 2.5. If that makes sense. Had some nice sequences in it. Obviously, neither team really wanted to burn anything out before the big kind of couple weeks coming up. Obviously, it was good for what it was. Tiger Mask versus Jushin Thunder Liger was really good. It's like the best Jushin Thunder Liger match I have seen in like forever. The whole match had a really good intensity to it, and they really kind of brought some really good strides. Having it 3 1/4 stars, and they both worked really hard. The Tiger Mask dive was crazy. Submission stuff near the end was awesome, and in general, it's a really good match. Really solid stuff by these guys. They're awesome. New Japan's awesome. Glad these guys kind of got the opportunity. This would not feel out of place on the Wrestle Kingdom card if they brought this kind of intense thing, got this bit of match time. But yeah, I really enjoyed this thing. And then move on to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ryuzuki Taguchi. I wish New Japan would do this more often, put these junior guys against the heavyweights. Kushida and Okada had a so good exchange in the end of the big 8-man tag that I'll get to in a minute. This match is awesome. It's like the best Taguchi match of the year. It's a kind of top kind of maybe 15 Nakamura match of the year. Kind of shows how good he is. This match is awesome. It was really great. Had a really, as I say, some quite good intensity to it. Has some really nice counters, really good near falls down the stretch. Taguchi looked really quite good in this match. It was like probably one of his better matches since he tagged with the Devitt. I can even go back as far as to say it. This is awesome. It's really good stuff. I had 3.5 stars, as I said. Great match. Main event, 8-man tag team match. Okada, Ishii, Gedo, Yoshihashi against Juice Robinson, Kushida, Tanahashi, and Shibata was again really good. Have it 3.5. Kind of like over the top rope elimination, kind of New Japan inventing matches kind of match. It was good stuff. Some really good exchanges here. Shibata and Ishii had a really good psychology behind their exchanges. Kind of got me absolutely pumped for their match at the Dome. Okada Tanahashi exchanges were so good. I really liked how Okada eliminated Tanahashi. Kind of New Japan are really trying to tempt us to think that Tanahashi is going to lose, which I don't think he will. But I think it's really cool that New Japan are trying to get us to think that. Whilst Juice Robinson looked pretty good, he's improving. Definitely, it's the best I've seen him look in a ring for New Japan, so that's really good to see. Yoshihashi is just pretty meh. And that's about it, really. This is a really good match. Kushida, as I say, is always fantastic. I think he's going to go over Kenny Omega at the Dome. I think he's hopefully going to get this strap and really get to see the match with Ricochet. His match in D1's finals, Ricochet was good, but I could so see them doing so much better. Also, with the likes of perhaps Zack Sabre Jr. coming to New Japan. Kushida Sabre Jr. would be great. Really great. That's about it from the New Japan show. Overall, 3 matches in this card were 3.25 stars or higher, and a pretty fun opening tag, which you probably just watch. But overall, really kind of whetted your appetite for the Tokyo Dome. And if you want to say a good Liger match, Battle Liger, as you can see on the screen, you should definitely check these shows out. I'm going to get to night 2, maybe in the next few days if I have time. I heard it's again another very good show. So that's about all. Thanks for listening to the Japan section of the show. And that brings the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening this week. Apologies for missing last week. Obviously, taking our Christmas break. You're going to get 2 reviews this week. You're going to get Progress Chapter 24, and you're going to get Ring of Honor Final Battle. Thank you very much for listening. Have a really good New Year. Stay safe and enjoy yourself. And here's to another great 2016 of professional wrestling.